Okay, we are live. The world champions of ODIs are back. We are back also, as we promised that we will come up with all the latest updates regarding the five-match home T20I series between India women and Sri Lanka women. And today is the first match. The first match is going to happen in 1 hour starting, and it is going to be happen in Vizag. And Trishadi has joined us from Vizag. So, Tushadi, how you see the build-up regarding the first T20I? The world champions are back, but in a different format. But the preparation for the 2026 T20 World Cup begins today,
Absolutely. And before we go to that, Sneha, remind me which month of the year is this?
December.
December.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be winters.
Yes.
It's supposed to be because it
Yes.
isn't for sure in
Yes.
Vizag.
Yes.
It was hot
Yes.
and humid the last time we came. It's not
Yes.
hot anymore, but it's humid still. And
Mm.
the place where I'm staying is about not even 10 minutes walking from the stadium. In fact, not even the stadium, the media gate, because
Mhm.
the stadium main gate is 15 kilometers away almost. That 10 minutes walk, and I am sweating as if I had 1 hour at the treadmill. It's that humid, which
Mhm.
means dew will be absolutely there.
Mhm.
So that's one. Secondly, yes, world champions are back, but we are ODI world champions. And I think
Yes.
it's time the way the momentum has shifted. Once you win the World Cup, you all knew that the momentum will shift. You came close in 2017 in the ODI format, in 2005 in the ODI format, in 2020 in the T20 format, and finally we have crossed that line. Now, to
Mm.
become a superpower in the women's game, you have to repeat it. And I think that's where 2026 World Cup is a very, very good opportunity because, see, the team is in momentum, the team is in a high, and it's just 6 months from now that you're going to play another World Cup. Could be very, very good. But of course, there are a number of points, Nehachis, that they have to look into. First of
Mhm.
all, a settled playing 11, which was a problem in the first half of the ODI World Cup as well. The coach and the captain took a lot of time to get into that settled playing 11. And we have seen that once you have the combination issue, things start not really working for them. And if you look at Vizag, India's record at the Vizag, so you have to go back straight up to the ODI World Cup where we lost both the games. And then in T20Is, the last time India played in Vizag was in 2014. When I say India, I mean the Indian women's team. Obviously, the Indian men's team played what 2-3 days ago. Um,
Mhm.
so in 2014, guess who won the game? It was Sri Lanka who won the game and not India. And only three players total from both the sides were actually part of the game: Smriti, Harman, and Chamari Atapattu. So it's not like anybody is carrying a baggage from that game, but all I'm saying is Vizag has not been a very happy hunting ground for India in recent times. But this is where you want to start, and you want to start well.
Yes, not a good record to hear at the start of the show. But let's see what happens today. But absolutely, I think Vizag was not a happy hunting ground for us in the Uday World Cup also. But and now let's see what happens today. But Tushadi, as you mentioned, a lot of things to to clarify going forward into this World Cup. Especially if you see India, I think for the last 1 year, especially in this format, I think the opening pair of Smriti Mandana and Shefali Verma has been crucial. How do you see the opening pair, going forward? Yes,
And
okay. I think
just give me 1 second.
okay. I think okay. Some work maybe okay. Trishadi now got her accurate. Okay.
Finally,
Yes. Finally.
and
Okay.
interestingly, I am an
Mhm.
ACA reporter for this series, the first two games, at least.
Trishadi in dual role.
Absolutely. Multitasking.
Yes. It's natural.
But no, to be
It's not
honest,
forced.
yeah. But I want to, just because I got the accolade right now, I just want to thank BCCI and the Cricket Board both. There was a confusion with the accreditation,
Mhm.
and both BCCI media team and the ACM media team. I've been in touch with them for quite some time, and they have been so cooperative and so helpful. As you can see, they have immediately got a card for me, ensured that I can covered the series. So I just wanted to mention them. A huge, huge thank you to BCCI media team and, of course, the ACA media team. Now we can
Yes,
cover the series
absolutely.
properly and peacefully.
Yes, absolutely. But usually, what I was trying to say that for the last 1 year, especially in this format, the
Yeah,
opening pair of Smriti Mandana and Shefali Verma has been a very key factor for India. If you go through the stats, the second best pair in
yeah.
this format for the last 1 year in terms of runs. How do you see this opening pair going forward to the World Cup? How crucial gonna these two, for India?
See, openers in T20I has become, I mean, even in ODIs, ultimately openers set the base. That becomes your base for where you can go from there. The other thing is because the opening pair has done so well and with a very good strike rate, both of them have a strike rate of 140 plus. What has actually happened is India, since the last T20 World Cup, has been the second highest, in run rate as far as scoring rate is
Okay.
concerned. They are the second highest. So that way, I think it's extremely important, but also it is important to see that how much has Shafali gone ahead from the 40s. And
Mhm.
Smriti, it is going to be a tough time to come back for Smriti. How mentally is she there? I don't want to talk about the personal side of
Yes.
things because that would be
Yes.
disrespectful to the player. But it is tough times. But I also think this is the best place where she can heal,
Yes.
and we will see her batting. I also feel that is one of the good sides of facing someone like Sri Lanka and not,
Mhm.
say, Australia or England right away. So make no mistake, I'm not saying Sri Lanka is a bad side. I'm saying Sri Lanka is a relatively young side. But again, it's T20 eyes. You cannot put anything past anyone.
Exactly, exactly. It is kind of a format where anyone can win on a particular day if they do the basic things right. So anything can happen. But yes, but usually, for Shefali Verma, I know that we all know what happened in the Uday World Cup. She played that fantastic knock in the final. But in this format, she has been among the runs as we discussed earlier. But do you see Shefali Verma bowling in this format? Do you want her to continue that bowling at least 1 or 2 overs here and there
Absolutely.
if situation needed?
Absolutely. I have always preferred batters bowling. I mean, I would love to see Smriti bowling as well. Why not? You always, and especially in T20I, Snehashish, where one of the bowlers could be having a
Okay.
hell of a day, to be honest. Going for runs, and maybe it's not even the bowler's mistake per se. The batters might be that good. Get in a Shafali, and we saw what happened. I know there are a lot of moments, crunch situations, but we all have to agree the Sunelu wicket that Shafali Verma took actually won you the game. Otherwise, it
Yes.
was quickly going out of hands. It had Sunelu and Boulevard, and I have repeated this. I might sound like a broken tape recorder, but at the cost of sounding like that, the truth is, had Sunelu and Boulevard gone on for another 10 overs, today we would have been still in that so near yet so far story. So these surprise elements work a lot, and I have said this over and over again. Think of Virender Sehwag, think of Sachin Tendulkar. They used to come and give you some important breakthroughs. It's not like they would bowl 10 overs or so. Saurav Ganguly. And they also give you an option, Snehashish, where you can get in another all-rounder or or a batter or a bowler, whatever you need in the combination. Because if Shafali, Jemmy, Smriti can every single match give you, say, a 4 over spell among the three of them taken together, that's two from one from each, then the whole thing changes. You can actually count that you can play with five bowlers and them, and then you can keep
Mhm.
extra all-rounders or go for specific batters. This, I think, opens up a lot of space. Maybe you can play both Richa and Kamalini together if that happens. Or on a day, you can play both Sneha Rana and Vaishnavi together. So that opens up when these batters and top orders, the ones who will definitely
Mhm.
make the team, start bowling.
Yes, absolutely. And when you have already taken the debutants' name who have been named in the squad, do you see anyone making debut today? Do you expect that
I
happening?
hope, I hope it's Vaishnavi. I hope,
Mhm.
and I do think that there's a chance because ultimately there's no Radha Yadav in the team. She has
Yes.
been dropped. So you need a left arm spinner backing
Mm.
you along with Cherney, because I know Cherney is a very conventional left arm orthodox.
Mm.
Deepti will definitely make it to the 11. So now the toss up will obviously be between Sneh Rana and Vaishnavi, where I do think that again Sneh Rana will get an edge with the batting prowess. Having said that, I would love to see Vaishnavi bowl. That gives you that backup in between.
Mm.
If you remember in the ODI World Cup, you had to kind of make Sneerana sit out for a game because she
Yes.
was not getting it right. And it's only natural that a player,
Mm.
sometimes that will happen to a player. You have to get the backups ready. It cannot be a World Cup semi-final where you suddenly give the ball to someone. Yes, it worked with Shafali. It might not work every year or every time.
Yes, 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 absolutely. The backup, the bench strength is always key for a team who becomes, one of the strongest team going forward for a longer time. The bench strength will play a key role. And Trishadi, for Deepti Sharma, another milestone is waiting. 5 wickets away from becoming the highest ever wicket taker in women's T20Is. How good she has been, over the years we have been seeing, especially for the last 1 year in the ODI World Cup we saw with the bat, with the ball, and now going forward to this T20 World Cup, how good she has been, how crucial she will be.
I think she does not get the credit that she deserves, probably because
Mm.
she is not the poster girl as such. She's a
Mm.
very simple girl who's not out there in your face, not taking anything away from any player. But she has been your key contributor over the years in different roles. If she's not contributing with the bat, she'll come up with a cheeky run out. And I think one thing that people discuss very less about when they talk about Deepti Sharma, the skill and a very important skill, that's the cricket smarts, that as Bharat says, she is
Mm.
so aware of the game, she's so aware of the rules that you remember the Pakistan game, it was again Deepti
Yes.
who got that wicket.
Run out.
We in the media box were also confused what was
Mm.
happening, and we were going back and forth with the rules. The commentators were going through the same thing, but Deepti Sharma was aware that that was a way of getting a batter out legally, and she used it. Same happen. I mean, not the same dismissal, but again, if you go back to Charlie D,
Mm.
you will remember with all the controversies, Deepti was right, and Deepti did what was right. So, yes, the batting, the bowling, the fielding, and apart from that, the cricket marks. What I've
Mm.
loved is the way she has evolved over the years. I keep saying that a player, and this is a conversation you and I have had, that if a player has the same problem for a decade
Mm.
of playing the game, then I rate the player good, but not great. The
Mm.
difference between Deepti and a lot of players in the
Other.
team is she has evolved over the years. She
Mm.
has adjusted to number 8. She had begun as an opener. She can bowl the. Initially, she was a middle over bowler. She adjusted to open the power play, then the
Yes.
death overs. Then now she's slowly molding herself into a leadership role. You can see her talking way more to the young guns, to even Sneh Rana when she was not getting
Mm.
it right. So you can see her getting more and more involved. That becomes extremely important.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Okay, let's talk about the opponent, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, a
Snehakish,
relative.
can you
Yes.
continue the show? I just need to answer one message and I'll come.
Yeah, done, done, done. Okay. Okay, let's talk about the opponent, the Sri Lanka squad. Relatively young squad, as Trishati mentioned earlier. Chamara Yadav, obviously the skipper, but again, all eyes will be on her. How the approach will be, how she will lead the team, and especially as we mentioned that there are so many players who are, like 17-year-old, 19-year-old, 23-year-old, who are making a comeback after 1 year also, and one debutant also there. There is a potential debutant also in the Sri Lanka camp. So but all eyes will be Chamad Yatabatoha and other senior players like Hasini Pereira, Samaro Vikrama, and Vishmi Gunaratne. These players, how they will approach the game, how they will guide the youngster to going forward to the World Cup. But Trishadi, my question is this: that a relatively young squad for Sri Lanka, and you have researched about the Sri Lanka's players quite a lot for the last 2 days. So, any particular players that you have been impressed with the research that you have gone through for the last 2 days?
You know why I'm smiling? Because I told you the player that I will watch out for. I am really looking forward to watching Shashini Gimshani in action.
Yeah.
If I got the pronunciation wrong,
Yeah.
if I got it, if I got the pronunciation wrong, I'm extremely sorry because getting used to the
Difficult.
pronunciations. No,
Yeah.
no offense meant to anyone, of
Yeah.
course. But ambidextrous bowler, yes, is one thing that is attractive, but also she is ambidextrous wrist spinner.
Wrist.
Add the skill to that, and think of it. And she's main, so her main skill is left arm wrist spin, but she can also bowl right arm wrist spin.
Wrist.
So it is extremely interesting. I have seen off spin ambidextrous, and I remember
Mm.
in 2018 TNPL, I cannot remember the name of the player, but he was ambidextrous, and we have seen him bowl with both his hands. I don't know if she will use both her hands or not, but left arm wrist spin in women's cricket is a rarity. In men's cricket
Yeah.
also it's a rarity, but in women's cricket it's way more rare than rarity. So I'm super excited. The other thing that I'm excited to see is, be it Vishmi Gunaratne, be it Harshita Samaravikrama, and be it Hasini Pareda, I think all of them have still not proven their potential. They're still
Mm.
in that phase where people are saying, "Oh, you know what? They have potential," but you're not proving it continuously. One of those odd matches, sure, but not every single match. Again, I mean, I can name half the squad that I'm excited about because I'm excited that we are back. But also the bowler that you and I both have always liked, Malti Madara.
Yeah.
She has done really well. And I think in the T20 World Cup, she can play that Lauren Bell kind of role for Sri Lanka because she has a very good slower. She has that ability. Overall, if you look at the Sri Lanka squad, the batting is experienced, the bowling is
Mm.
inexperienced. And if you look at the India squad too, there is a little bit of inexperience in the bowling lineup,
Brilliant.
but batting, both the lineups are absolutely power packed. And this is a batting pitch. I'm just hoping that both Chamari Atapatu, like all the batters get good. Having said that, if Chamari Atapatu gets going, then I don't know where is this game going.
Yes, yes, absolutely. But Tushar, I think fielding is a factor, going to be a huge factor, and I think that is where I think Sri Lanka players have to be quite improved. I will say because what we have witnessed, especially against India in that first game of One-Day World Cup, those three drop catches cost them that game. Amandeep, Amanjot Kaur scored those important runs and showed that India
Amandeep
win
हो
that
गया
game.
था.
Sorry, because Amandeep is there in my squad now, so we are going through WPL also, so everything is in this mind right now. Okay, but yeah, but usually I think the fielding will be very key factor, especially for Sri Lankans, whatever we witness in the One-Day World Cup.
Absolutely. I think, Christmas is round the corner. We do want gifts, but not maybe this way from the Sri Lankan team. Also, I don't want the Indian team to then extend that courtesy and say, oh, we are the home side, so let us give them more gifts. So I think fielding gifts have to be avoided by both the teams. Catching under lights by now, it should become easier because see, WPL is played under lights.
Yeah.
The dew factor should also be handled, but we have seen India struggling. We have seen Sri Lanka struggling way more than India, and ultimately, that's one factor that everyone has to work towards. And Sri Lanka, yes, because we have seen there have been so many times that, as you said, in the ODI World Cup, not only in the India game, I think they made
Throughout the
a
tournament.
mess of the fielding throughout the tournament, could have been in a better position, and they would want to be in that better position because you can clearly see with the squad selection, as we were chatting, that they want a transition. So
Mm.
they want the team to do better. Only when you're looking at a long-term plan do you want that transition. Otherwise, you would have been happy with Sugandhika Kumari is still playing because it's
Mm.
not like she can't. It's just that you're giving that young lot that time to settle in, and that's keeping the future in mind. So when you are futuristic, when you have that futuristic vision, you should also be able to look into and solve your weaknesses. And I think for Sri Lanka, more than batting inconsistency, bowling inconsistency, the biggest headache is their fielding. Especially their catching.
Yes, yes. And in that World Cup also, Trishadi, when we saw India matches, Indian batters clearly struggled against spin. Especially left arm spin. We all knew that. So, do you think that now for Sri Lanka will be that key only, that spinners to attack the experienced batters? As we mentioned, that India have a quite a experienced batting unit.
Absolutely. I think if you look at it, if you want to look at it from an Indian perspective, I think this is actually better that you have to face so many spinners. The right kind
Mm,
of match practice that you want, especially when you're struggling against spinners and you have struggled against spinners, you want to practice against subcontinent spinners
mm,
because
mm.
spinners of the Sena countries will not be as effective. We had thought Alana will be way more
Fine.
effective against India, but she wouldn't be because of the speed, because of the line and length. But I think the Sri Lankan spinners are really slow, and they give it a rev, each one of them. That is what is going to make it interesting. And then imagine a left-arm wrist spinner coming in.
Fine.
Spicy, absolute spicy stuff. Also, by the way, in this 20 odd minutes that we were chatting,
Mm,
now it has
mm.
become a little chilly.
Little chilly. Okay. Okay, okay. I think we are 10, 15 minutes away from the toss. I think from the toss. I
10
think 6:30
minutes.
we can toss. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. 10 minutes. Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. So Sri Lanka bowlers and
Let's
everything is done. Okay, let's take some
let's
comments.
take
Rishadi,
some
can you take
comments.
some comments?
Yeah,
Yeah. Mm, mm,
I can
mm.
probably read some comments. Yes.
Yes.
There you go. Okay, there are so many comments. Yuko Manikandan says, Hey Trishaka and Snehashish Anna, big salute to you and Red Sports team covering all women's cricket games. Trishaka, super excited for the series. My prediction 5-0 India wins. My prediction is absolutely the same, Manikandan. Snehashish, what's the vibe like? Oh, this though you can't say. I have to say, what's the vibe like outside the stadium for the India Sri Lanka Women's T20 series? How much crowd is there? I saw gate 9, 10, 11 are quite crowded. Um, there are jerseys being sold. A number of people had offered, painting my face with the Indian colors. So there is quite a bit of hype. Actually, if I'm being very honest, it's more than I had expected. Um, Okay, Manikandan again asks, how do you feel seeing the Mithali Raj stand? Because recent India versus South Africa men's ODI match happened in Vizag. I'm super excited every time the ball goes to it. Huge respect for the legendary Mithali Raj. How do I feel seeing the stand? Happy, excited, proud. Yeah, so I think somebody who has deserved it over the years. And Indian women's cricket would have been nowhere to where it is had she not quietly performed uh, behind the scenes. I'm saying because it was not as much in limelight. Ojasvi
Yes.
Thapa, at this point, only India women beats Pak women convincingly. Hello, you did not watch the semi-finals and finals. Priyanshu asks, Trishadi, how many journalists are covering? Priyanshu,
Eh,
see, I have to climb Mount Everest first. And once I'm done with that, I'll definitely let you know how many journalists are covering. And when I say Mount Everest, it's genuinely Mount Everest and there's no lift. I'm already dreading once the live is over, I have to climb like, 4 floors up. Okay, Ushnik Chakravarti says WWC T20 India group is group of death. My God. South Africa, Australia is technically far ahead of them than India on paper. Um, are they? I'm not 100% sure in T20s there is anything called ahead. What do you think, Snehashish?
No, what I think that this format we are not that much of favorite compared to ODIs. Before the
I
ODI World
agree.
Cup,
I agree.
yeah, we everyone like okay, the World Cup is happening in home. Even it was not happening in home, even then also India would have been one of the favorites for that 50 over World Cup because 50 over suits this team. But when it's come to T20, I think this team needs some changes in the approach. Maybe this upcoming 10, 11 games will be the perfect platform for them to try and test it and come up with a different approach in the World Cup. But as we mentioned, in a T20 format, anything can happen on a particular day. If you do your basic things right, I think you can defeat any team. But yeah, I think right now India might be a little less favorite compared to Australia or England because England are the clear favorites for that World Cup as the World Cup is happening in England.
Absolutely. I think home favorites, and do not forget Australia will be hurting and hurting
Yes,
bad. Two World Cups they have reached. They haven't even reached the finals. I'm sorry, guys. I
yes,
can't stop smiling. I mean, Australia not reaching the final seems like a personal achievement. um, Mohit 836. How is the audience first match after World Cup been good? I had actually
good.
not expected that in
So
bilaterals.
many people coming.
Yeah, exactly. I had not expected, so many people actually watching it. Also, what I loved is in the hotel that I'm staying, I was doing a morning show today just outside. There were so many people who actually came up and said, "Oh, you are going to cover that match." I said, "Yes," and they were actually talking about women's cricket like the way I had always hoped, dreamt of, and imagined that people will one day respect and speak about women's cricket. So,
Nice.
they were just asking me, what do you think about the squad? What do you think are our strengths and weaknesses going forward? And honestly speaking, I loved it. I also loved that maybe I loved it more because they enjoy our work. They came up with feedbacks. They came up with, asking us to cover domestic games as well, which I promised them that we will try. But yeah, overall, I think the audience is you can see families walking in. You can see a number of kids walking in, which is what you want, to be honest. Um, Yuko Manikandan. Do you work in the Yuko Bank, Manikandan? Why is it Yuko Manikandan? Take this, Snehashi. Sneha Rana returns to T20 cricket after 2 years. So I think Rana will start ahead of Vaishnavi because we need a power hitter at number 8. Sneha Rana fulfills that role.
Yeah, I think the all-round ability of Snehana makes her favorite in the playing 11. I think you need someone at number 8 who can score some quick runs, and Snehana has shown that, especially in WPL. If you can remember in the last season in WPL for RCB,
Yes.
I think who forgot that majestic knock against UP Warriors. Though RCB didn't win that game, but at one stage she was going for that ultimate kill, and that unexpected thing was going to happen out of nowhere. RCB was going to win that game, but I think she has the capability, and obviously her 4 overs will be crucial. We all know how
Yeah.
good bowler, what a good bowler she is. So I think along with those 4 overs, if she manages to come up with some crucial runs at the back end of the innings, I think obviously she is your first choice for that number 8 slot. So that will be interesting to see what will be the combination that India opts for this first game. I think that will this first game's playing 11 will share a message to us that what kind of approach that India looking going forward.
Absolutely. Either the captains have come out for toss or India has won the toss. I'm not 100% sure because I could hear a loud scream,
Yes,
in the
checking.
background. Um, Prince of World says, is it true news today? DC announcing their captain? Jemima, of course. I'm not 100% sure if they're announcing it today, but whenever they announce, it will be
Okay,
Jemima.
India have won the toss,
Ah, there
and
you go. I
India
told you.
yeah, India have won the toss, and India are bowling first.
Yeah,
Yes,
makes sense. You,
yeah,
of course. Uh,
yes. So it's
Yuko
better that at least
Manikan.
in women's cricket we are winning the tosses. It's good.
No, no, don't say that. This was a rare opportunity that we won the toss. Don't get overexcited and curse it. Yuko Manikandan says death over bowling little concern for India because Kranti and Renuka not good enough in at death overs. Still, we depending on Deepti for death overs. We need to improve that area. Your thoughts? Absolutely. I completely
Mm.
agree with you that it's a huge concern, and that is where I think that is where I was coming at. That even with Sneh Rana, I completely agree with that whole,
Mm.
what do you call that with the eight
Number eight.
number 8
Number eight.
and I agree that Sneh Rana is the best fit. But also, can you develop Vaishnavi into someone who can be your go-to death over bowler? Because Kranti can struggle, she does have a good Yorker, but we have seen that under pressure she struggles and understandable. Young pacer Renuka absolutely can't bowl in the death overs. It's a risk making her bowl in the death overs. So you need someone in the death overs. Maybe Amanjot can form that. Maybe
Mm.
with her variations, but I'm not 100% sure that. in England, how much that will work. So yes, that was remains a concern. That is one more reason why I want to understand what is the bowling lineup that India is looking at. I think Snehashish, the lineup must be out.
Yes,
I'm taking questions. Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking for that playing 11 if I
Yeah.
manage to get.
UK Manikanthan says, huge fan of women's cricket since 2016 T20 World Cup. It's very happy to hear everyone says world champions. As a fan of women's, I always wanted to hear this. Finally, it happened. Manikandan, I have been wanting to hear this since I was probably since 1997, 8. So yeah, I understand how it feels. I completely understand. सात्विक बगरिया अंडर 19 टीम ने तो मूड ही खराब कर दिया क्यों क्या हो गया हार गए क्या हम लोग इन एशिया
Yes,
कप
they
के लिए
lost to Pakistan. They lost to Pakistan in the final, and that too in a humiliating manner. Yeah. They considered
सॉरी गाइस
347. They considered 347 and got all out for 156. So you can understand how humiliating it was.
व्हाट हैपेंड टू सूर्यवंशी को वाओ
Yeah, yeah,
under pressure, under pressure. But
yeah.
look,
Under
guys,
pressure.
they're a young team, under 19. Yeah, give them
Yeah.
some more chance. Mood खराब कर दिया in Asia Cup today. Hoping women's team ना करें. They play with their full potential. श्रीलंका के साथ इंडिया ना जीते तो हाँ बहुत ही मूड खराब हो जाएगा सर मेरा तो बहुत मूड खराब हो
सही बात,
जाएगा
सही बात.
uh, once you have the team let me know huh because
Yes,
I'm
yes.
just reading the
Exactly.
Okay. Manikandan says my player to watch out for Sri Lanka. Madara is a very good bowler, good bowling action, good pace. She's very good in the Tri series. Um, yes, Manikandan, of course. Where was I? Madara. I completely agree with you, and she is the one to watch out for in the future as well.
Okay.
Sat. Huh.
Okay. Vaishnavi is playing. Vaishnavi making her debut. Vaishnavi is playing. Harmanpreet Kaur has
Expected.
confirmed that. Harmanpreet Kaur has confirmed that, though I am yet to receive the whole list, but that I can confirm that Vaishnavi Sharma is making her debut. So, what a year, Trishadi started with a under 19 World Cup and then fantastic performances throughout the competitions in the domestic. Unfortunately, no team showing interest in the WPL, and now the girl making her international debut for the senior team at the end of the year. How fantastic this story has been, Trishadi.
Well, I think it shows how much domestic is important and kudos to the
Mm,
selectors for being
mm,
able to pass that message on loud and clear to the players. I think gives you a
mm,
sense of security that, even if I don't get selected in WPL, it's because there aren't enough slots, maybe, not that I am the bad one. And that also ends up helping the Indian bench strength. Vaishnavi, well deserved. She did so well. Both of us were quite surprised that nobody actually went for Vaishnavi, but it was well deserved. She got it, and this will not only push Vaishnavi to do well, it will also
yes,
push a number of
100%.
players to do well in the domestics.
Exactly.
They will be like, okay, if I've not, because I've heard, young kids say, oh, you know what, I did not get in WPL, so maybe I'm not good enough. Prove it in
Mm,
domestic and you can get a chance back. So I think it is again kudos to Vaishnavi's coach, who is your
yeah.
who
Love
you
sir.
and Vaishnavi
Yeah.
absolutely, and I'm sure you will be texting Lavkesh sir right away,
Yes.
saying
Yes.
congratulations. And well deserved, yeah. I mean, the coach, the
Yes.
player, it's so good to see youngsters getting their due. It's always good to see everybody getting their due, but youngsters, young blood, and I was expecting because you don't have a left arm spinner other than Charney, and Charney is a very traditional left arm spinner. So you would
Traditional left
actually want someone a more T20 mold as well in the team. So we'll have to see whether she plays in place of Charney or whether she plays in place of Sneh Rana. But yeah, I think very good decision to get Vaishnavi playing because she will need game time. You can't expect her to
Yes.
suddenly step up in a crucial game.
Yes, absolutely.
Do
Okay.
you have the team? Yeah.
Yes, I have the team, and Harmanpreet Kaur has handed the cap, debut in cap to Vaishnavi Sharma. And here is the team, the playing 11. Smriti Mandana, Shefali Verma at the top, Jemima Rodriguez at number 3, thank God. Harmanpreet Kaur, captain at number 4, Richa Ghosh, wicketkeeper, Deepti Sharma, Amanjot Kaur, Arundhati Reddy, Kranti Gaur, Vaishnavi Sharma, and Sri Charani. So, no Sneherana. No Sneherana.
And no Renuka. And no
Yes,
Renuka.
no Renuka also. Yes. So, your three pacers are
Maybe because
Amanjot
Arundhati
Kaur,
knows this
Arundhati, and
weather.
Kranti.
Yeah, interesting. I'm not in fact one more example of you get something when you work hard is Arundhati
Mm.
Reddy. She was fabulous in the nets, and when I say fabulous, she was not only bowling well, the
Mm.
intensity that she had maintained throughout the World Cup is not easy. Jemmy has also said this, that she was such a positive
Mm.
presence, and that's again, I'm repeating, it is not easy when you are not playing a single match to every single day turn up and cheer for your team. So kudos to Arundhati and well deserved. Chalo,
Yes,
last few
absolutely.
minutes, I'll.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
Sri
absolutely.
Lanka 11.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that. Sri Lanka 11. No, I think it is yet to get updated. Mm,
Oh, even Mithali Raj. I'm so sorry. Am I back?
yeah, 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 it is back.
Manika.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, as I
Mm,
said, Manikandan saying Mithali Raj doing commentary for today's game. Yes, she is. Freaking awesome. Last time Sri Lanka women team have won a T20I at Vizag. Highest recorded total is 151. Yes, they were chasing 117 and they scored 121 today also. Uh, but then back then it wasn't that high scoring a ground. Now it has become an extremely high scoring ground. Sunny Max has said, "Oh no, what no?"
what? No, what happened?
Yeah, exactly. And that way it goes like, oh no, and I did not get it what happened.
What happened?
Okay. Manikandan, UCO means, oh, this, yes, please tell me. U means undergraduate, co means commerce. I am BCom student, so
Oh,
that's why it's.
okay.
Okay, got it. And his college roll number is UCO 140. Okay, got it. Nice. Creative.
Nice.
Freaking awesome says highest chase here is 121, and that Sri Lanka only did. Priyanshu Vaishnavi debut is happening. Best of luck to her.
Okay.
If you
Here,
are
here is the
expecting Priyanshu,
here is the
yeah,
Sri Lanka
sorry.
playing 11. Chamari Adapatu, Hasini Pereira, Samaro Vikrama, Kavisha Dilhari, Nilakshika De Silva, Bishmi Gunaratne, Koushani, Inokar Anavida, Malki Madara, Kalva Kavindi, Shashini Gimani in the playing 11.
There you go. This will be fun.
Yes,
I
yes,
was
absolutely.
actually hoping this happens, and see, I got it right, guys. Come on, I got
Mm.
both the. Now I'll go back and see if I got my predicted playing 11 right or not, and then I will brag about it in my social media. Okay, last
Yes.
two comments we have got. After that, I'll start climbing Mount Everest. Vaishnavi debut is happening. Best of luck to her. Then you say
Yes.
best of luck to her. I hope it is from your soul to her soul. Because if you're expecting me to jump out of the media box and tell her,
No chance.
Vaishnavi, best of luck, there's no chance, buddy. Uh, um, no Renuka and Sneha Rana, Smriti, Shafali, Jemmy. Oh, acha, you have written the whole 11 only. Acha, acha. Okay. Priyanshu also really excited to watch the Queen Smriti play. May she receive player of the series. Women's
Okay.
cricket queen for me is someone very different, but yeah, I am actually waiting to. I'm actually waiting to watch Smriti play. But when it comes to player of the series, I will always want a bowler to get it. Sorry, but not sorry.
Yes. Okay. Okay,
Well,
Sushali. Last comment.
yeah.
Your prediction. How many runs do you see, Sri Lanka scoring?
Sri Lanka scoring. I hope Sri Lanka gets 140. India chases it down in 17.58.
Done. Done. Sorted. Exact numbers are there. So let's see what happens. Definitely, me and Trishadi both will be back for the post match show. Till
No,
then,
no, hold on a second. Where is
okay.
your prediction?
Oh, my prediction. My prediction. I think Sri Lanka will score around 130 to 135, and India will chase it down around 16, 16 overs. 16 overs they will take. Yeah,
Done. Done.
done. Okay, thank you guys for joining in. It's been a fun. After a long time, we're back with a live match, pre-match show and all. And obviously, after the match, me and Trishadi both will be back for the post-match show. Till then, enjoy the match. Hopefully, India kick off their World Cup preparation, World Cup 2026 T20 preparation with a fantastic win. Hopefully, Vaishnavi does well on her debut. So let's see what happens. Till then, take care, enjoy the match. Let's meet in the post-match show. Thank you.